Marlboro Man from WHAM Radio and new WHAM TV, because we have a mutiny, people, coming right at you from beautiful downtown Chicago, Illinois, and anywhere USA, in case you were wondering. But anyway, this is a happy Valentine's episode from Minutes to Midnight today, although you'll probably be getting this late. Probably one of the harder episodes I've had to do in a while, so that's why it took so long. Sorry. Okay. And moving on. First thing we're going to talk about tonight, and we'll get right down to it. As you're aware, emotional response is the first thing we're going to talk about on the Valentine's episode of Minutes to Midnight. Well, you see, you already know, we're very inundated everywhere with any place we look. We see all kinds of advertising and other types of emotional response things that just really have to get in our brains, and they're out there and they're begging us to look at them left and right. Even when you see a pretty flower, it's seriously simply trying to give you some sort of poke at you, give you some sort of emotional response. It's constantly causing us to look at these things, whether it's on television or in a magazine or a billboard on the street or even a person, whatever it is. We're constantly being poked at, prodded at, our heartstrings are being tugged on. By emotional response, okay? And you see it all over the place on the news, especially with all this blah, blah, bliggity that's been happening lately, you know. See, that's not dated because there's always blah, blah, bliggity. I could be referring to anything, and you would know exactly what I mean. See, that's what I mean, emotional response. It's causing us it's causing us to understand pain on our own levels. It's very ridiculous. It's also causing us to, if we have to, hate each other, if that's what we want, if that's what they want. Whoever's, manipulating the situation. And it's always different. You can never blame one person for something or anything like that. It's always different. It's whatever it is to the individual. And I think, personally, we give way too much credit to some of these conspiracies and whatnot, because too many people would have to be involved. In essence, again, emotional response, all it is one person has to come up with just a very good thing that you want to get revenge on, that you want to respond emotionally to, and the next thing you know, everybody's doing it. And sure, a lot of conspiracies can come out of that, and you connect the dots real easily. But really, what is it? It's just individuals acting in their own self-interest. Probably. I mean, we don't always know, but I'm just saying, statistically, the percentages say it's probably something like that. Okay, moving on here. Let's see. Was there anything I really missed with the emotional response thing here? Well, obviously, as human beings, we love having emotions, so we are naturally drawn to these triggers wherever we can find them. We love them, in fact, because, we're the type of people that pay money to go on a roller coaster or to watch a horror movie. To be scared. Like, we'll even pay money to cry and go to a sad movie if we want to. We're the culprits, really, because we're trying to control our own emotions rather than let nature and God, dictate everything the way it's supposed to be. But, we're allowed. We have free will. That's supposed to be a big part of everything, right? Anyway, moving right along here. Okay, I'm gonna bring us to a personal note now. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm going to go ahead and actually bring us into a little personal area. I would like to talk a little bit about something so I can relate the emotional response, okay? So, for example, since this is a Valentine's episode, I'm definitely going to want to talk about my girlfriend. And it's taken me a long time to actually even, admit it to myself, But, well, it's the type of thing, when you're with somebody for 30 or 40 years or something like that, it becomes a lifetime thing. And, a lot of people know who my girlfriend is. I was really considering whether or not I should say who it is or not, but I guess I will just leave that off for right now. I'll try to simply, I guess I'll just leave that out for right now. That might make me feel better. Maybe I can sleep at night then, right? But that's okay. So, anyway, you can see why this has been a little bit of a difficult task for me. You know, why it's been something that it's been hard for me to get out on the air. But at any rate, it still needs to be done. So, as I was saying, everyone knows my girlfriend that I've had for like 40 years. I've been like, married and other things. We call it an open relationship. Some people would say it's on and off, but it's always on with us. I mean, it's never off, that's for sure. There's no off part. So for a very long time, like I said, we've been together, and it seems like as much as we love each other, we just don't, there's just no settling down between us. And I'm trying. I really, I wish she would do that, but I don't think that's going to happen. And I have to understand that now. So I have to kind of emotionally evolve, so to speak, to come up to bring to light the facts that, that it's just, it's probably not going to be that fairy tale ending, that's the way it is sometimes. But, again, like I said, we want to be adults about the situation. So, what do I do? Well, let me explain this a little bit better. Because, you see, like I said, we don't see each other all the time. So, when we do see each other, I do get the idea sometimes that we only see each other when she needs something or she's in trouble or whatever it is, In other words, I don't feel very appreciated anymore in the relationship. It's been a long time since I have felt any type of appreciation. And she's always trying to lay something heavy on me, like a big deal, make a big deal out of something. So why should I make a big effort like I used to, As a matter of fact, I'll give a case in point. We saw each other not that long ago. Called me up out of the blue. She went to tell me she was pregnant or something, which is, hey, that's great. I don't even, if it's mine, not, whatever, it doesn't matter to me, don't care. Just great. Kids are great. Wonderful. Love kids. So, but before she even tells me this, she plans out, like we plan out, like this big old date. So, it's the normal circumstance. It's not like she was trying to, she was trying to not say anything until it was over. But and what happened was it ended up from our normal, like, let's plan out a big romantic evening, go to the hotel, dinner, the whole 9 yards. Well, that turned into like a lunch date and like a nooner in the back seat of the car. And then I find this information out. And you see what I'm saying, folks? That's when someone says it's important and then suddenly you don't feel so important, it really speaks to people begging for your help. For example, like someone else who works for us or used to work for us, or I don't even know, this MIA person that we're speaking of, they wanted all kinds of help and they were willing to work for it and they signed off and made agreements, and then all of a sudden, they got a little bit of help and decided, nah, I don't really need help, and they just leave. In a business setting, that's really not so bad because we're supposed to expect that people are not going to live up to our standards. We kind of expect that in business. Like, it's always prove yourself in business. But in a relationship, it's a little bit different. You want to have trust and things like that, You expect it to go a little bit smoother. Well, anyway, I think I did make my point. Yeah, I could definitely feel comfortable with the fact that I made my point. I'm going to make peace with this for now, for sure. And leave myself open, as always, to all the very lovely ladies. And I just want to say, I would like to live happily ever after with my girlfriend, but it just doesn't seem like she's into it. And that's honestly the way I feel, and I'm sure she knows, she knows that about herself. Like I said, I cited examples, so, I mean, it's quite obvious, and you just have to kind of realize it. But I would like it to be great, I would like things to, to be wonderful. I would certainly enjoy a full, work with the person, live with the person, love with the person, but I think that's a pipe dream for a lot of people. More than likely, it probably I should just have some little girl who works at a library or something like that, away from the public eye, would be even better. I would be very glad to be with someone else in the public eye. However, I guess just the same, it really doesn't matter anymore. It really is now becoming more about the next generation, the kids, the future, blah, blah, blah. We want to teach the kids more than anything else now. That's who we're focused on. We're not even focused on adults anymore because, if you haven't grown up by now, then I don't think we can help you, And of course, I think, I want everyone to know when I'm saying that, I'm talking about people that are in their older ages, things like that. People who are not helpable, unhelpable, whatever you want to call it. It does happen, unfortunately. But we always do try our best. But unfortunately, we also have to calculate our resources for those who we can help. Okay, just so everyone is aware, that is how our top of the line Wham Radio Outer Heavens thing works. Everyone knows. Oh, and by the way, if you're enjoying a Marlboro Man's Wardrobe, JC's on East Avenue in Cermak in beautiful downtown Berwyn, Illinois, has the finest fashions for the lowest prices every single day. As a matter of fact, if you find a higher price anyplace else, you just let her, a lower price anyplace else, you just let us know, and we will make it even lower just to match that. Bring in the competitor's coupon, whatever. We do all that great stuff. Only at JC's on East Avenue and Cermak Road in beautiful downtown Berwyn, Illinois. Come for the fashion, come for the style. If you can't find it anywhere else, you can find it at JC's. Okay, moving right along, folks. You gotta give it to our sponsors. They do a lot of great work to help people as well, especially that one, especially JC's. Those in the local neighborhood know that. So once again, folks, I just want to say, we are always trying, to focus on helping people. As of right now, we are mostly trying to help children, younger kids, and get them, off and running before we even get into more adult stuff. In fact, I'd be happy if some of the kids we're teaching now pick up, to help the adults. That would be better, I think. As some of you know, we're also working on a large area for people to go to, like a larger space, for the whole, for the entire organization and the people that want to be a part of it. So any thoughts on that? Any inquiries you might have, suggestions, comments, whatever, you know where to find us, toplinepro.com, as well as always on the Facebook at WHAM Radio. That's WHAM, all caps, 2 exclamation points, and radio. Should find us right away. We're Wham Radio Berwyn. The one that looks like the Skull and Crossbones, that's us. But again, if you're watching this show, I'm sure you have no problem knowing who we are. So, I think I'm going to leave it with that, folks. I'm very, very happy to see you once again. I cannot stress that enough. God bless you, audience. You guys are the best. Look, I wrote my show on my smoking paper because I'm such a smoker. I smoke so much that I actually wrote my show on my smoking paper. Just want to show you how dedicated I am to my audience. I love you guys. Please keep up, keep up the good work and the correspondence and everything that we all do. Once again, love my girlfriend. Wish she would settle down for happily ever after. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. So I'll still keep her as my girlfriend, but I'm open to all the other great, wonderful ladies out there who probably have suggestions for me, I'm sure. Right, folks? Right, folks? Okay. Well, that'll do it for today's episode of Marlboro Man Minutes to Midnight. Oh, yeah, it's sort of Russia's attack in Ukraine, and Canada and America are also at war, and so is Australia and China. Oh, and there's a civil war in Australia. Those are just some of the things that, are happening right now, in case you do want a dated show. But that'll probably probably be happening forever, so you should know anyway. All right, folks. Oh, and then the blog obligity, that's also always happening with the conspiracies and the government and the yada yada, you know, every all of that. God bless you, folks. Have a good evening and a good night. Once again, don't let the bed bugs bite. This has been Marlboro Man from Wham Radio and New Wham TV, because we have mutiny people coming right at you from Marlboro Man's Minute to Midnight. Good night.